CoastLife, we have talked about this before a couple times in the past. We just love our local first responders, but of course our first responders all across the country, really.
Yes.
It's so important to celebrate them. That is why today we have two very special guests with us. They're with the film PTSD911. We have Conrad and Maddie. Thank you both so much for being here today.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
So we were talking earlier, so you're the director of this amazing film.
Yes.
And I called you an actor earlier, but because you're the main character, but you've really experienced in real life what this film is about. Can you first just dive into your experience as a first responder?
Yeah, so I'm retired now, 22 years as a firefighter paramedic with a very large city in Southern California, Orange County, and so for the first 10 years of the job, I just put myself on the busy side of town, and I wanted to go to medic school and become a paramedic and do that part of the job. And what I didn't know is that the job was actually taking a toll on my brain, and that shows up in behavioral health and mental health issues. So with some of the trauma that we face, and some of the near-death experiences that I've had on fires and different things, so I kind of took a toll. It took a toll on my family and on myself, and I had some really bad coping skills, and because it just wasn't taught in the fire academy or going through any of the training that, hey, this is going to affect your brain, and this is how it's going to show up, and how to really stay mentally healthy, which we know now is PTS.
Definitely. And Maddie, your story is not unique though. A lot of people, a lot of first responders, they go through this, and so that is what this film PTSD 911 is all about.
Yeah.
So you directed this film. Can you jump into why Maddie's story and so many others were so important for you to share?
Yeah, well, we have first responders all across our country. Every community has first responders, and they take care of us. And yet we don't understand that, like Maddie said, the toll that it takes on them, on their lives personally. And so over the course of 3 years, we told this story, and we found Maddie, and were compelled with his story, and he said yes to being a part of this project. And so for about 3 years, we spent time together. I stayed with Maddie and his wife at their home, and kind of saw the stuff firsthand, and we were able to help tell that story.
That's incredible that you did that over a span of years.
Yeah. Have you found in those years that you've been putting this project together, have you learned anything either maybe about first responders or about yourselves in this journey that maybe you didn't expect to?
Yeah, for me, it was just learning the passion that first responders have for their work, and the desire to serve and to be of service to their communities. And yet they do it willingly. They get up at 2:30 in the morning when we're all sleeping, and they go on a call. And even some places, I know Maddie was full-time, but other places there's volunteers, and they're sleeping at home in their bed, and the tones go off, and they jump out of bed and race to the station and take care of someone's emergency. And so I feel that we, as a country, as a society, don't honor our first responders and hold them in a place, and especially provide the resources for them to get the mental health training, the mental health resources that they really need.
Yeah, Maddie, what about you? Did you learn anything new through this experience?
Yeah, I learned that I could bounce back again, and that we call it post-traumatic growth or resiliency, some of the terms that are thrown around. And yeah, it's about making the comeback, and I've done it a couple times, and so now being retired, I'm able to just kind of continue to work on my own mental health, and I'm back in all those spaces, helping other first responders and taking away the stigma and giving them resources, building wellness programs, and being in the treatment arena. So yeah, it was interesting having a camera following me around and having to bare my soul. But I'll tell you the impact that it has made on the first responders that have seen it and their families, because I'm a big family guy. My wife's in the film also, and it's very impactful. And to have them say, "Man, we got help," or I saw that, and it helped me to ask for help, and it makes it all worth it. Like if one person got help, it would make it all worth it for me.
And for me to have someone like Maddie, tatted up, tough guy, say, hey, I need help, and then get the help, it helps that person who's watching say, you know what, if Maddie can do it, if he can go to therapy, if he can get the help, if he can go to AA, if he can do all these things, maybe I can as well.
If there could be one thing that comes out of this film, what do you hope it is?
Yeah, I mean, my biggest thing is there's a suicide epidemic going on amongst the first responders and veterans, and And I have a heart for that because I've been there, and there's a solution. So I'd like to be a part of the solution for the suicide epidemic going on, and that first responders don't make that choice, that they choose something else, they ask for help. So
this
Still
is
saving people.
yes, yes, yes. I mean, it's hard to be, like you mentioned, vulnerable and ask for help, but you did it with a camera in front of you for years. It's really impressive, and I think this film really, I mean, you two are going to be saving lives.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank you.
So where and when can people see this film locally coming up?
Yeah, great question. Locally, we have a screening in Ocean City on Friday evening at 7 o'clock. It's at the Convention Center Theater. There's a theater there, and we're having a big event there. Tickets are $10. You can buy them at the door or online.
Well, thank you both so much for what you're doing. I mean, we've been talking about all these great movies coming out, but one that shows real people, you know, going through real things, I think is going to touch a lot of people's hearts. PTSD911, it's coming out here locally on Friday, but we'll definitely check it out here and on streaming. All right, well, hey, right now, don't go anywhere. We have some more Coast Life coming your way, and we'll be right back.